Okay, this is a general oracle card reading for Capricorns for the month of November. And sorry that I've been calling them tarot cards. I thought that all the cards were tarot cards, they just had different names, kind of like slushy flavors. They're all a slushy, but they all have a different flavor. That's what I thought then. I come to find out by my cousin that tarot is a separate deck and that what I have is oracle cards. So I learned something new, and I'm gonna do my best not to call them tarot cards again. Okay, just to make it clear, this is a general reading, so it's not like one size fits all, it's one size fits most. And there are negative and positive people in each sign. Not one sign is all positive and the one side is all negative. So the energy may fit, but it might fit differently on some others than it does other people. I think there's negative people, positive people, and then I think there's the most the population of people that are positive people. They're good, but they do a little bad things here and there, and that's how I see the most of the population. So, you know, if there's a card in here that resonates with something more negative, it doesn't mean the person's negative. It just might mean that you're a good person and might have done something a little naughty. Okay. So yeah, let's get started. God, Goddess, Jesus, angels, please guide the Capricorn for what message you would like them to personally receive for the month of November 2018. Amen. Capricorns, November 2018. Capricorns, November 2018. Capricorns, November 2018. Go. Capricorn, November 2018. Capricorns, November 2018. Capricorns, November 2018. There we go. Oop. Now I'm just going to separate the cards from the ones that flipped over from the ones that didn't. Another thing to keep in mind is Capricorns, you can each be going through different stages in life of each other. So if the cards are not resonating this month, maybe they were resonating a few months ago, and maybe they will resonate a few months later, you know. It's just that whatever pulls out might resonate most within the month of November, but you guys are each in different stages of your life, so that can happen. You know, maybe the majority of you will be in November, and maybe a few of you it was a few months before, and maybe a few of you it's a few months after. That's another thing to keep in mind then. Okay, let's get started. The map maker of destiny, authentic purpose, inspiration, free will. Okay, so I'm gonna guess there's a goal or something you want done, and maybe you're not putting so much an effort into it. Maybe you're kind of just trying to have faith and pray for it. But this card means that you are the map maker of your destiny. So if you want something, you have to make it happen. You have the free will to do so. It's not going to happen with you just waiting for it to happen. It's not going to happen with you just praying or having faith. And not that those are bad things. That creates an energy to draw into you, which is good. But like if you want to be a book writer, you need to start writing that book. If you want to have a job as a manager, then you need to start putting the work and effort into knowing what it is that they want in their manager. I know you can have ideas of what you think a manager is supposed to be, but what if your company has a different idea? So you want to learn what it is, what they want, and try to achieve that. Pretty much whatever it is that you're wanting to happen or want to make happen, you know, time to set that goal and time to work for it, time to make it, you know. You're the map maker of your destiny. You're the map maker of your purpose. You're the map maker of what you want to accomplish. You have the free will to do this. Nobody's stopping you. Not that life doesn't have challenges, but sometimes one of the biggest challenges is ourselves. It's getting past ourselves and our doubts and our fears. So, you know, time to not let those things hold you back or believe in those lies or trust them. time to have some self-confidence and realize, hey, I can do this. I can make this. I've got this. Oh, cool. Ringmaster, scrutiny, discernment, clear vision, details. Now, this card just means if there's an answer you're trying to seek out, or maybe an answer you want to know about somebody or about something. Maybe it's not a person, maybe it's a situation. This pretty much just means pay attention to the signs that are there. They are already there. You know, pay attention to the details of life. Because the answer is already there. You know, sometimes when there's something there and we don't want to see it. This might be a bad example, but like, kind of like when a man or a woman is being cheated on. A lot of the times the signs are already there and they already in their mind know the truth, but they're not ready to accept it. It's kind of like one of those things. Like the details and the facts and everything are already there, but maybe you're too scared to acknowledge it. It doesn't mean someone's cheating on you. That was just an example. That's not... So don't start doubting your spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend over that. That was an example. You know, but I'm not feeling much of a person. I'm feeling more like there's something you're seeking an answer to. Not so much an answer about a person, but just on something. You know, some of you could be a person, but I'm getting more of a feeling like it's something you want an answer to. Like, did I pass the test? Will I pass this test? Or like, am I going to accomplish this? There's just, I don't know what it is, but there's something you want an answer to. But it's just pretty much saying pay attention to the details, pay attention to the evidence. It's already there. You just need to trust that, you know, you already have the answer. And maybe the answer isn't bad, maybe the answer makes you uncomfortable, and maybe you're just afraid of the answer. Like, sometimes the answer is what we want it to be, but we get so scared that what if it's not true, that we, you know, become scared of the right answer. We become scared of the answer we want to hear because we have fears and doubts of what if it's not true. But trust the answer. It's already there. You just need to pay attention to it. The keeper of the scales, fairness, balance. That just means either you're seeking fairness and balance in your life, or you're desiring fairness and balance in life, or you are creating the fairness and balance in life right now. Fairness and balance in yourself. Fairness and balance between you and others. You know, and my mind just went blank. Oh yeah, like I said, you know, you could each be going through different stages, and depending on, like, if you're a negative or positive person or the person in between, which is likely the majority of you. That's how I see the majority of people. The majority of people are good people. They do little things here and there that might not be that nice. It might be a little naughty. Like telling a little white lie. And then you got the negative people, which are just assholes. And then you have positive people like, okay, where's the fucking hole from heaven? Because you don't belong here and I know it. So yeah, the majority of people I wouldn't consider negative or positive. You're the in-between. You're mostly positive. Do something naughty every now and then. So, you know, depending on what stage you are in life and depending on who you are, then I guess some of you might be seeking balance in your life. And some of you might be wanting it. And some of you might be creating it. But I'm kind of getting more of a feeling like you're seeking it. Like maybe you've already gone through the stage of desiring it. Now you're like, okay, let's move forward and try to do something and make that happen. And once you get past that stage of tinkering with things and your emotions and your mind to figure out, you know, what works best to bring fairness and balance, I think after you get past that point, you are starting to recreate it. But I'm getting the idea right now that you're seeking it right now. So right now you're trying to think things through and think what would be fair and balanced in your life. What could you do to bring fairness and balance in your life? So you're seeking it, which is a good thing because that does mean you will get to the part of creating it at some point, which I can't imagine would take too long. You know, I think one can figure out pretty quickly, pretty fairly quick at least, that, you know, what would be fair and balanced for them, what would be fair and balanced between them and other people. So yeah, the resting tree, patience, stillness. That just means be like a tree and trust what you need or want will come to you. Just be patient, be still. It's kind of like a tree out in the woods. They just trust that they're going to get their sunlight and nutrients and rain and everything's going to be okay. You don't hear trees screaming out, "Oh God, why did you forget to make it rain? I'm going to die." That would be a little weird though if trees actually started screaming, and if they did, I would start recording that because it would just be like, whoa, this is like weird. Then again, I'd probably be too shocked to actually remember to take a camera out. Sorry, I'm rambling on about nonsense. I have ADHD. My head will wander off in just weird places like that. But yeah, just be like a tree and trust what you need will come to you. It means don't overwork yourself. Don't overhype yourself. It's okay to just be patient and still, calm, and rest a little bit. And to know that you're already worthy and good enough. Trees are not freaking out if they're good enough for the sunlight or if they're good enough for rain and God's just going to deny them it. They know that it will be provided to them unconditionally as it's their needs and their wants. So just the same, trust whatever it is that you need or want will come to you. The Lady of the Lightning, surprises, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift. That just means something will come into your life, whether it be something inwardly, like spiritually, emotionally, mentally, or in your maturity, or something physically, manifesting. But it's going to be something that shocks you, it surprises you, like you didn't see this coming at all. I'd like to think it's positive, though, because the woman in the card here, she's got lightning coming from her fingers, but she doesn't look afraid. She looks more empowered. So that's why I think of the card as something more positive. It's that something will come into your life that will shock you and surprise you. And it might be a physical manifestation that you're just going to be like, wow, I didn't see this coming, but hooray. Or maybe you're going to find some sort of empowerment in yourself or strength in your emotions that you just didn't know you had. You know, because it can be something that you surprise about yourself and not something physical. But all the same, as I said, you know, you're each individual people. Even though you're all a Capricorn, you're individual. So, you know, for some of you, it could be a physical manifestation. For some of you, it could be more mental, emotional, spiritual, or in your maturity. Okay, the High Lord of Gratitude and Service. Selfishness, humility, conscious action. That just means you're getting in tune with your higher self, or in tune with a better version of yourself. You know how we're always working to be a better person than what we were before. Sometimes daily. Sometimes every year we grow a little bit more in our maturity. You know, and that's just pretty much what that card means. Growing a little bit more. Knowing when it's time to be humble and say, I'm sorry I said that, you know. Because it doesn't mean you're going to be perfect, being in tune with your higher self or a better version of yourself. It just means you know when to apologize. You know when to swallow your pride. You know when to just swallow the arrogance down. And then other times you know when to be selfish, like, hey, I deserve better than that, or I deserve that raise, or I deserve a better attitude than that. You know, or I deserve to treat myself, you know. So that's pretty much what that card means. Just, you know, working on being a better person, a better version of yourself, maybe getting in tune with your higher self. Okay, and that was all the cards. So Capricorn, I hope you enjoyed the reading, but if you don't, I do flash the cards. And I let you just use your own intuition of what you think or feel it means. Because it's a one-size-fits-most, not one-size-fits-all kind of thing. That and no psychic is 100% accurate ever. We are human beings as well. And, you know, not one human being is 100% accurate in their knowledge. And it's the same with psychics. We might be damn good at what we do, but we're not 100% accurate. I know some would like to bullshit themselves and say they are. And God, we know they're not when we talk with them. I've talked with them. I've had a reading from one before too. And they, yeah. My suggestion is if you ever want to find a good psychic, find the one that's willing to have you correct them. Because they'll redirect their energy then, and they'll try to give you a better, more accurate reading. One that claims to be 100% accurate, they won't listen when you tell them they're wrong on something. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because of one experience I had. And I'm like, even though I'm a practicing psychic, it's still good to go to other psychics because sometimes we're too emotionally involved, or, you know, we can be influenced to hear what we want to hear, okay? So, I'll just be honest about that. So, even though so far I would say I've done pretty damn good, even when it is me emotionally involved, I still think it's healthy, you know, just in case, just to not be arrogant and, you know, seek out other psychics sometimes for help. I just remember the one that I talked with once. Oh my god. Apparently, I pissed her off by telling her something was not accurate. And then she proceeded to tell me of something that was also inaccurate as a way to prove she was accurate. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah, if you ever want to get a professional psychic, always make sure to test them. And also make sure that they're humble. You'll get a better reading that way. Also make sure that they don't say you need them, because the ones that say you need them, or it's dire that you pay to get a reading from them, or your life depends on it, they're always scamming you. Don't ever trust those ones. I would never do that, and I don't do that, even with the readings I have given. If there's ever anything dire that somebody needs to know, I do not make them pay for that. I will tell them freely, because I'm like, you know, morals over money, man. It's just not right to charge people for that, make them afraid. So yeah. Okay, Capricorns, you have a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good evening whenever you're watching this, and goodbye now.